A lot of founders are reacting to the new SBIR law the wrong way. They hear SBIR is back and then think, great, we should start applying. Too fast, because reauthorization is not the strategy. It just resets the board. If your company is not structured, verified, and positioned correctly, you can still waste time, lose credibility, and miss the real upside. Hey everyone, I'm Corey, a lawyer helping entrepreneurs decode law, technology, and innovation. This is the final video in our 7-part series on the new SBIR law and what founders need to understand now that the program has been reauthorized and updated. Today we're closing out with the practical founder question that matters the most. Now that SBIR and STTR are back through 2031, what should a serious company actually do next? Because this is where a lot of teams can go wrong. They stop at the headline, but the real value comes from what you do after the headline. So here's what we're covering. Why reauthorization does not mean back to normal. 7 practical moves founders should make now. What stronger companies will do differently from weaker ones. And how to turn this new law into an actual strategic advantage. The first big mistake, treating the reauthorization as if it's the end of the story. The biggest mistake a founder can make right now is treating the new law like a simple return to business as usual. That is not what happened here. Yes, Congress has restored SBIR and STTR through 2031, but it also made the framework more structured, more security focused, more commercialization focused, and in some areas more selective. So the founder takeaway should not be the program is back, let's just go apply. The better takeaway is the opportunity is back, but the playbook is more sophisticated now. First move, rebuild your internal assumptions. The first thing serious founders should do is revisit the assumptions they built in during the lapse period. A lot of companies spent months treating SBIR, STTR as unstable, fragmented, or unusable in the near term. That may have affected things like runway planning, fundraising narratives, hiring assumptions, product timing, business development. So all those assumptions need to be updated. But here's the trap. You don't replace uncertainty with it's guaranteed now. That is just a different kind of bad planning. The discipline move here is to rebuild the model using the fact that the authority is now back for the agencies that your company cares about. Second, you separate the law from agency reality. Yes, the law is now in place, but agency level reality still matters. You still need to verify what is active, what is being implemented, what opportunities are actually live, where your company really fits. The discipline mattered before reauthorization, and it's still going to matter after reauthorization because the statute reauthorizes the framework. The specific agencies that your business cares about create the day-to-day operating reality. Third, audit ownership, governance, foreign ties risk. As I covered in prior videos, this is one of the biggest structural shifts in the new environment. Founders can no longer treat foreign ties review like some side diligence issue that they can clean up later. The framework now pays much more attention to ownership, affiliations, investment relationships, licensing arrangements, joint ventures, key personnel, security posture, and broad security questions. So the question is not just, do you have foreign investors? The better question is, can we explain the company's full relationship map clearly and consistently if someone starts asking questions? That is a much higher standard. The founders and the teams who do this work early will be in a much stronger position. 4, stop thinking about winning the award. This one matters a lot. Too many founders will think like this: the goal, win the award. That goal is incomplete. The award is not the outcome. The award is the setup. The real value is what the company can convert that setup into. Those would be transition, procurement traction, commercial adoption, licensing leverage, revenue. And this is why the new law puts more emphasis on things like strategic breakthrough awards, phase 3 improvement, and commercialization support. Congress is telling founders something very important. The winning matters, but conversions matter more. 5th, pressure test whether you actually fit the bigger opportunities. A lot of founders are going to get distracted by the bigger upside in the new framework, especially the strategic breakthrough pathway. That's totally understandable. Up to a single $30 million award is going to get a lot of attention, but sophisticated founders do not start with the headline number. First, they're going to start with fit. Do you have a prior phase 2 history? Do you have meaningful traction? Do you have a believable transition path? Can you attract matching capital? Is your technology really at the level this pathway is designed for? That is the real question. The wrong founder will say something like, how do we get the big opportunity? The right founder says, are we actually built for it yet? 6, Build a more selective application strategy now. This is another place that mindset has to change. Proposal limits are coming in fiscal year 2027, and that means the old volume mindset gets weaker from here. So if your strategy has been submit broadly, cover everything, take as many swings as possible, you're gonna need to start tightening that up now. That means better filtering, better go or no-go discipline, better topic prioritization, better alignment between technical fit and commercial logic. The companies that can adapt early will have an advantage here because the time caps fully bite. They will already be operating with a sharper system. 7. Use assistance dollars like a strategy tool. One of the most practical founder moves is to stop treating assistance dollars like minor support around the edges. The new framework under the reauthorized rule gives more room around cybersecurity support, staffing, training, I-Core style participation, and that should change how you think. You don't ask what extra help is available, you need to ask what is the real bottleneck stopping us from turning this award into traction. That could be security readiness, that could be commercialization bandwidth, that could be customer discovery, it could be internal execution capability. The sharpest founders here are going to use those tools to close gaps inside the company. Piggybacking on that idea, what are stronger founders going to do differently? This is a real dividing line. Weaker teams will hear renewal and they'll think funding path is back. Stronger teams will think the framework has changed, how do we reposition? Weaker teams will chase the headline, stronger teams will audit the structure. Weaker teams will focus on the application, stronger teams will focus on the company. That's the difference. If you want to take one thing away from this entire series, it should be the reauthorization did not reset the old game. It created a more serious version of the game. More opportunity in some places, more structure in other places, more scrutiny, more emphasis on commercialization, more reason to just be deliberate. And that is really good news for disciplined founders and teams, because the more mature the framework becomes, the more advantage there is for companies that are actually well built to take advantage of it. So let's recap. SBIR and STTR are back through 2031, but this is not the return to business as usual. The right moves are now to update your assumptions, verify the specific agency reality that matters for your business, audit your ownership and foreign ties issues, focus on commercialization, pressure test bigger opportunities to become more selective, and use the support dollars strategically. The founders who win in this environment will not be the fastest to react. They will be the most disciplined in how they reposition. Join me on the path to decoding law, technology, and innovation to grow your business. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Until next time.